Yeah, Dead Island, the survival game from 2009. Nobody plays it anymore, but I'm gonna play it anyways. So let's get into it. I wanted to play with Sam B because he's Sam B, but I played with Perna because she's a gun expert and I need guns. I woke up in a hotel room, still drunk, so I ran from security. Eventually, one of them caught up to me and punched me out, and I woke up to a man fondling my tits and one other man watching him. I woke up a second time and a very nice man with a baseball bat informed me that the zombie apocalypse had broken out while I was taking a fucking nap. I was also informed that the man who sexually assaulted me was being attacked outside, but when I went to go save him, this fucking loser said,
You need to find a weapon.
Please!
I found a weapon and saved him, just for him to give me some bullshit fucking task he couldn't do himself. But once I realized his eyes were different colors, I was immediately stunned by his manliness. I said yes and grabbed the keys to his A&P penthouse and returned to him, just for him to give me another bullshit task. I was attracted to his horrible animated muscles, so I ran to go do it for him. But on the way, some men tried to fondle me, so I stabbed him just as any independent woman should. I made it to his house, blew somebody up, and then called on the radio to let them know I made it. But when he pulled up, he only pulled up with 4 people. Last I checked, there was a whole fucking household. Then he did this light skinned stare that I think paralyzed everybody and made them stay put. I then went and stole some car parts so this guy could fix up the truck, and while he did that, I broke down a door to go kill some intruders that locked themselves in the room. And then this guy asked me to steal him a bag of drugs to feed his crippling drug addiction. And so when I came back, the truck was done, so I stole some gasoline for this guy to burn away his problems. After that, this guy asked me to get him a signal amplifier. But to do that, this guy asked me to do a quest to go turn on some power for this other guy. Eventually, I made it back, and I brought the signal amplifier back to the main guy. And then Cinemoy, the sexy lifeguard, asked me to steal some canned food for him and his friends to eat. And so I did that and brought it back to him. And then he asked me to go steal some juice boxes for him and his friends to have a slumber party. So I ran over a couple people, got the juice back, and brought it back to him. After that, I did some quests for a man named Mike Davis and stole a Bank of Benoitra from the parking garage in the hotel. After returning it, I did a duplication glitch and some champagne and gave it to this lady for XP and diamonds, and then I sold the diamonds to a guy for an easy 250k. Then Cinemoy asked me to check out a helicopter wreckage nearby, which introduces us to the Suicider. They are super fucking easy to kill. All you gotta do is get close and then back up and they will explode their load all over your face. It also introduces us to the guide missions, which are super fucking annoying, but this guy actually knows how to throw it down, so this one is pretty easy. Cinemoy then asked me to get the truck reinforced, but when I made it to the workshop, a fucking zombie got stuck inside the workshop, so I had to go all the way back after reloading the checkpoint. Anyways, when I made it there, I defended the workshop, talked to the mechanic, kidnapped his daughter, and thus began Act 2. Act 2 starts by introducing the Ram, which is surprisingly easy to kill because all you gotta do is wait for him to run at you and then move out of the way and get some hits in. After killing all the zombies, I talked to Mother Helen, killed her ex-boyfriend, and turned off the Travis Scott music that was playing. After that, Mother Helen informed me that some of her people had gotten stuck at the pump station, so I went to go save them because Mother Helen offered coitus in return. And this introduced human enemies. They're insanely fucking easy to kill due to their stormtrooper aim, so I took them out and talked to the missing church people who told me to turn off 5 fire hydrants. I tried to steal their truck to make getting around easier, but in 2 seconds of having it, I got it stuck on a fence. I closed the fire hydrants, returned to Mother Helen, and became the king of the church. After that, I guided a very attractive African American man to the sewers, just for him to tell me I had to go in alone. Like, what the fuck, Joseph? I cut the water, killed a couple zombies, and this is where I'm introduced to the floater. They're pretty easy to kill. All you really gotta do is stay behind them, use a Molotov, or use your Fury. After that, I exited the sewers, talked to Indiana Jones, and gave this guy my alcohol to let me go through to the supermarket. When I made it to the supermarket, there were even more assholes with shit aim, so I killed them, took their guns, and stole all the food they had. After a successful heist with my imaginary friends, I made my way back to City Hall where I realized the guy I gave my alcohol to was infected. I killed him and cursed his body, and then made it back to my wife. She informed me that the mechanic's daughter had gotten kidnapped by the dudes at the police station. Fuck you guys. If anybody's gonna kidnap the mechanic's daughter, it's gonna be me. So I left the church, but when I walked out, I saw somebody laying on the ground that looked like Joseph, but the Joseph I knew was black. And then he said,
They beat me until I blacked out.
"Holy fuck." They literally beat the black out of him. I can't let that slide. So I went on a rampage and made a montage out of all of them.
Shrunken head, broken legs, body parts on the concrete. Cut 'em up, butcher style gators in the swamp. Red light, leave 'em dead, running like a track meet. Scared of nobody, what your motherfuckers want. Believe me when I tell 'em I'm a boogeyman beast. Leave 'em slashed from their head to their feet. Pin bricks to the chest of a bitch, well fed, cooking meat, cannibal trying to eat. I got a zombie army, and you can't harm me. Yeah, who do you voodoo, bitch? Drink blood like a vampire without warning. Who do you voodoo, bitch?
After that epic montage, we re-kidnapped the mechanic's daughter, kissed goodbye to Mother Helen, and returned to my first love interest, Cinemoy. He instructed us to get to the hotel roof to get in contact with Ryder White, but when we did, he told us that we had to get to the prison. So I blew open a bunker and entered the jungle, which started Act 3. The start of Act 3 ain't nothing special. I killed a few zombies, did a guide mission, and met this guy. We were trying to find Moen, but to do that, this guy said I needed to get 2 weapon boxes for them before they'd tell me where to go. After that, he told me I needed to steal a boat before we could go, and the only person who had a boat was Afran, which is supposed to be the hardest boss in the game, but I killed him and all of his friends while thinking about Cinemoy's tight ass. After that, I stole the boat and made it back to this guy. He finally told me where Moen was, so I grabbed Moen, brought him back to the boat, and made it to the worst part of Dead Island. The lab. It's honestly just terrible, so I'd rather just skip to the last quest. Basically, the lab quests are just you waiting for the guy to cook up the vaccine. So the last quest, I basically just brought this girl named Yerima back, and then when I left and came back, everybody had gotten killed and was infected, so I saved her and left for the prison, which starts Act 4. After making it to the prison, I met a man named Tight Ass, and he was annoying as fuck. He sent me on 100 different quests. The first one was I had to get his friend, which took forever, and then they wanted me to get weapons for them, and then they wanted me to get food for them, and then they wanted me to get more fucking weapons for them. But when I went to go get the weapons, the voice on the radio told me not to trust Tight Ass because he was the one who locked them up. After having a hot box with all my imaginary friends in the elevator, this guy woke us up to let us know that Ryder White had stole the vaccine from us. So we ran to the roof to go kick his ass. And then Jen, the mechanic's daughter, got shot, and Ryder White had to use the vaccine on himself because his wife ended up biting him. And then he turned into a mega zombie or whatever. But with a fury and a couple bullets to the head, he was dead. And that was the final boss. And then the credits rolled, but nobody gives a fuck about those. This video took me 6.5 hours of gameplay and plenty of time of editing. So if you could, please consider liking and subscribing and all that other shit, because this took me a long time. I hope you enjoyed. If you didn't, then whatever, fuck. And yeah, have a good day.